Well, hello, my beloved familia, my YouTube lovers. How are you doing this fine morning? I woke up with a headache, but it's okay. Got some coffee, feeling a little better. And I figured, you know what? What a perfect day to jump into some political stuff that will probably trigger a lot of people. Why the fuck not? Let's have some goddamn fun. We like having fun. We like reacting to stuff. And you know what? It's time. It's time to react to Grandpa Donnie. It's time. As I'm sure you've all heard on social media, last night America attacked Venezuela and they got Maduro. So, pretty big fuck around, find out moment, I'd say, because this guy's just been all over the internet talking shit about our president. And you know what? As someone who kind of lived a bit of a nightlife lifestyle in my 20s, I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of friends to cocaine addictions, which eventually, ended up being fentanyl deaths. Four close personal friends died from fentanyl. So this is kind of like pretty personal for me too, because I'm so sick and tired seeing some of like these liberal people trying to defend this shit. It's like, dude, you're literally defending a fucking terrorist. What are we even talking about here anymore? But anyway, it's time. Let's get into it. I don't even want to wait anymore. I'm excited to see what Daddy Donald has to say about all of this stuff going down. Mr. President, sir, take it away. Oh no, it's not working. Desktop audio. Great. I just fucked the whole thing, didn't I?
Very quickly incapacitated.
Okay, well, I guess it was their audio that's not working. There we go. There we go. All right.
And early today, at my direction, the United States Armed Forces conducted an extraordinary military operation in the capital of Venezuela. Overwhelming American military power, air, land, and sea, was used to launch a spectacular assault. And it was an assault like people have not seen since...
I saw the videos and pictures, Mr. President. It looked badass.
World War II. It was a force against a heavily fortified military fortress in the heart of Caracas to bring outlaw dictator Nicolás Maduro to justice.
Good. Fuck him. You know what? This reminds me of that George Bush moment. Just like, ladies and gentlemen, we got him, But if you think about, if you think back to those days, think about, the fucking amount of manpower and money and everything that we wasted trying to get, Saddam Hussein and all these other people, or Osama bin Laden, whatever, These guys were hiding in fucking caves or whatever, and our country was spending so much money, so many soldiers. And look at Trump, dude. He goes in there, just does it overnight, it's kind of great. It's kind of great. And if you don't think it is, then you're a fucking pussy. I'm sorry. You just are.
This was one of the most stunning, effective, and powerful displays of American military might and competence.
America, baby.
In American history. And if you think about it, we've done some other good ones, like the attack on Soleimani.
Yeah, good one.
The attack on al-Baghdadi, and the obliteration and decimation of the Iran nuclear sites.
Yeah.
Just recently.
Boom.
In an operation known as Midnight Hammer. All perfectly executed and done.
Trump seems tired.
No nation in the world could achieve what America achieved yesterday, or frankly, in just a short period of time. All Venezuelan military capacities were rendered powerless as the men and women of our military, working with U.S. law enforcement, successfully captured Maduro in the dead of night. It was dark. The lights of Caracas were largely turned off.
It's like some SEAL Team 6 type of shit or whatever, you know, go in at night. Fuck. I saw a post from, I think, Donald, just about like an hour ago or something on X, saying that they didn't lose like a single soldier or a single piece of equipment or anything. Again, dude, fucking badass, if you ask me. Meanwhile, think about all the soldiers and equipment and money and time that we lost and that it took to get, like, you know, some of these other dictators, like in Iraq and stuff. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me how Trump is able to get this shit done overnight, dude. It's like Amazon Prime next day delivery. My gosh.
Due to a certain expertise that we have, it was dark and it was deadly.
Mm-hmm.
But captured along with his wife, Celia Flores, both of whom now face American justice. Maduro and Flores have been indicted in the Southern District of New York, it's Jay Clayton, for their campaign of deadly narco-terrorism against the United States
Fucking right,
and
dude.
its citizens. I want to thank the men and women of our military who achieved such an extraordinary success overnight with breathtaking speed, power, precision, and competence. You rarely see anything like it. You've seen some raids in this country that didn't go so well. They were an embarrassment. If you look back to Afghanistan, or if you look back
we were just talking about that.
the Jimmy Carter days, they were different days. We're a respected country again, like never before. These highly trained warriors operating in collaboration with U.S. law enforcement caught them in a very ready position. They were waiting for us. They knew we had many ships out in the sea, just sort of waiting. They knew we were coming. So they were in what's called a ready position, but they were completely overwhelmed and very quickly incapacitated. If you would have seen what I saw last night, you would have been very impressed. I'm not sure that you'll ever get to see it, but it was an incredible thing to see.
I think Trump said they live streamed the whole thing for him. He was sitting back, probably eating some fucking popcorn or something, just watching it all go down, dude. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Not a single American service member was killed.
Yeah, that's right.
Not a single piece of American equipment was lost.
Fuck yeah.
Many helicopters, many planes, many people involved in that fight. But think of that, not one piece of military equipment was lost, not one service member was, more importantly,
That's
killed.
my president.
The United States military is the strongest and most fearsome military on the
And he's
planet
yours too,
by
bitch.
far. With capabilities and skills our enemies can scarcely begin to imagine. We have the best equipment anywhere in the world. There's no equipment like what we have. And you see that even if you just look at the boats. You know, we've knocked out 97% of the drugs coming in by sea.
Yeah.
90%. Each boat kills on average, 25,000 people. We knocked out 97%.
I mean, honestly, like I was saying before, the amount of fentanyl coming into the country was seriously crazy. I know 4 people overdosed personally on the shit, you know, just from back when I was like hitting the nightclubs like a dumbass. But it's insane. And it's honestly just insane to see how many people my age are so addicted to like cocaine and shit like that, especially like girls, dude. They really just caught up in that shit. And it's good, dude. It's good to see someone cleaning this fucking shit up finally.
And those drugs mostly come from a place called Venezuela.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. So we don't want to be involved with having somebody else get in, and we have the same situation that we had for the last long period of years. So we are going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition.
That's fair. And I believe that, dude. Honestly, I believe that coming from Trump. I don't think we're like trying to take over the fucking country. I think we're just going to run it till we can do some kind of peaceful transition of power and hand it off to some motherfuckers that aren't totally corrupt to the core. I believe it. I buy that.
Has to be judicious because that's what we're all about.
Yeah, dude.
We want peace, liberty, and justice for the
Democracy.
great people of Venezuela, and that includes many from Venezuela that are now living in the United States and want to go back to their country. It's their homeland. We can't take a chance that somebody else takes over Venezuela that doesn't have the good of the Venezuelan people in mind. We've had decades of that. We're not going to let that happen. We're there now, and what people don't understand, but they understand as I say this, we're there now, but we're going to stay until such time as the proper transition can take place. So we
Plus, if you go on social media, kind of check the temperature. I mean, look at all these Venezuelan people now just like rejoicing, right? They're just so fucking happy. Meanwhile, you got like American liberals sitting around fucking pissed as shit trying to defend this guy who's literally like a narco-terrorist. But the people in his own country are like rejoicing the fact that Trump came in there and cleaned his ass out. The fucking disconnect is insane, if you ask me.
We're going to stay until such time as we're going to run it, essentially, until such
We're gonna
time
run
as
that
a
bitch.
proper transition can
Goddamn
take
right,
place.
Daddy Donald.
As everyone knows, the oil business in Venezuela has been a bust, a total bust, for a long period of time. They were pumping almost nothing by comparison to what they could have been pumping and what could have taken place. We're going to have our very large United States oil companies, the biggest anywhere in the world,
Pump
go
that
in,
shit, baby.
spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure, and start making money for the country.
Hey, you can't deny the fact that gas has been going down like crazy too. I mean, I drive an electric car, but you know, I run a flooring company, so still quite a few trucks on the diesel, on the gas, and I'd be lying if I said gas hasn't fucking gone down.
We are ready to stage a second and much larger attack if we need to do so. So we were prepared to do a second wave.
Damn. And they didn't even need it.
We needed to do so. We actually assumed that a second wave would be necessary, but now it's probably not. The first wave, if you'd like to call it that, the first attack was so successful, we probably don't have to do a second, but we're prepared to do a second wave, a much bigger wave, actually.
Damn.
This was pinpoint, but we have a much bigger wave that probably won't have to do. This partnership of Venezuela with the United States of America, a country that everybody wants to be involved with because of what we were able to do and accomplish, will make the people of Venezuela rich, independent, and safe. And it will also make the many, many people from Venezuela that are living in the United States extremely happy. They suffered.
Yeah, dude.
So much was taken from them.
You could just see it on social media now.
The illegitimate dictator Maduro was the kingpin of a vast criminal network responsible for trafficking colossal amounts of deadly and illicit drugs into the United States. As alleged in the indictment, he personally oversaw the vicious cartel known as Cartel de las Solas, which flooded our nation with lethal poison, responsible for the deaths of countless Americans, the many, many Americans, hundreds,
A lot of young people.
thousands over the years of Americans died because of him. Maduro and his wife will soon face the full might of American justice and stand trial on American soil. Right now, they're on a ship. They'll be heading to, ultimately, New York, and then a decision will be made, I assume.
You sending them to the most corrupt place in the country? What the fuck's going on? I feel like now New York's more corrupt than Venezuela is. What the fuck are we talking about?
In Miami or Florida.
Okay, there we go.
But we have people where the overwhelming evidence of their crimes will be presented in a court of law. And I've seen it. I've seen what we have. It's both horrible and breathtaking that something like this could have been allowed to take place.
Damn.
For many years after his term as president of Venezuela expired, Maduro remained in power and waged a ceaseless campaign of violence, terror, and subversion against the United States.
Like openly too. You know, this guy was openly just like filming himself and just saying, fuck Elon Musk, fuck the president, fuck America, we're coming for you. You guys ain't doing shit to us. Fuck around, find out, buddy.
Of America, threatening not only our people, but the stability of the entire region. And you all saw it. In addition to trafficking gigantic amounts of illegal drugs that inflicted untold suffering and human destruction all over the country, all over in particular.
Let's get through some of this stuff.
States.
It's really long here.
Maduro sent savage and murderous gangs, including the bloodthirst, because the job that they've done, whether it's in Washington, D.C., where we have a
look at Pete, dude. Look at Pete's ass just fucking. That guy don't fuck around, man. That guy don't fuck around.
City where it was one of the most unsafe.
Look at that stare, dude.
Anywhere
Jesus
in the world,
Christ.
frankly. And now we have no crime in Washington, D.C. We haven't had a killing. We had the terrorist attack a few weeks ago. A little bit of a different kind of a threat. But we haven't had a killing in a long period of time.
Through this.
We're doing it in Memphis, Tennessee right now, and crime is down. We've just sort of started a few weeks ago, but crime is down now 77%.
Yeah, we get it. It's getting better. It's getting better. Crime's going down. We get it.
New Orleans, it's down to almost nothing, and we've only been there for 2.5 weeks. Can't imagine why governors wouldn't want us to help. We also
it is crazy, isn't it?
In Chicago, then crime went down a little bit there. We did a very small help because we had no we had no working ability with the governor. The governor was a disaster, and the mayor was a disaster. But it knocked down crime. But we're pulling out of there when they need us. We'll know.
As someone who lives in Chicago, really is a disaster. I mean, you don't even. I never understood how these people even get voted into office until I got a little older. And now existing in Chicago in this liberal hellhole, it's so obvious. I mean, these people don't vote with their brains. They don't vote with common sense. They just vote by social acceptance. Like, oh, what are my friends saying on social media? What's the internet telling me to vote for? And that's how we end up here. Okay, it's people who don't vote with their fucking brains. It's people who just vote with whatever brainwashing bullshit gets put in their head. You know, they don't think for themselves. They don't just think logically, no common sense, no type of street smarts, nothing. It's just like, what's the thing, that everyone wants me to support and vote for? It's insane. Like, think for your fucking self, Just think for yourself. You'd be surprised at how much your life improves if you do.
You'll know. You'll be writing about it. And likewise, Los Angeles, where we saved Los Angeles early on, where the head of the police department made a statement that if the federal government didn't come in, we would have lost Los Angeles. That's long after the fires. That's when they had the riots in Los Angeles. We did a great job. Got no credit for it whatsoever, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. We don't need the credit.
Yeah, fuck them.
But we'll be pulling out when they need us. They'll call, or we'll go back if we have to. We'll go back. But we did a great job in various cities. But the place that we're very proud of is Washington, D.C., because it's our nation's capital.
Yes.
We took it from
cleaning it up.
being
Wonderful.
a crime-ridden,
Let's get through some of this.
Kidnapped, assaulted, and murdered by Tren de Aragua animals. They murdered Jocelyn.
Fucking animals. Dude.
And left her dead under the bridge. There was a bridge.
Yes.
A bridge that will never be the same to so many people after seeing what happened. As I've drive us back into and out of our own hemisphere. That's what they did. Furthermore, under the now deposed dictator Maduro, Venezuela was increasingly hosting foreign adversaries in our region and acquiring menacing offensive weapons that could threaten U.S. interests and lives. And they used those weapons last night. Last night, potentially in league with the cartels operating along our border.
But they didn't get a single person, did they? Did they, Mr. President? That's right.
All of these actions were in gross violation of the core principles of American foreign policy dating back more than 2 centuries. And not anymore.
Not anymore,
All the
goddamn
way
it.
back, it dated to the Monroe Doctrines. And the Monroe Doctrine is a big deal. But we've superseded it by a lot. By a real lot.
By
They
a
now
real
call it
lot.
the Monroe Document. I don't know. It's Monroe Doctrine. We sort of forgot about it. It was very important, but we forgot about it. We don't forget about it anymore. Under our new national security strategy, NATO remains poised in position, and the United States retains all military options until United States demands have been fully met and fully satisfied. All political and military figures in Venezuela should understand what happened to Maduro can happen to them, and it will happen to them if they aren't
Watch yourself.
just fair, even to their people.
That's right.
The dictator and terrorist, Maduro, is finally gone.
Look at Marco in the back, dude. He just looks tired. The poor guy just looks fucking tired.
Venezuela, people are free. They're free again. It's been a long time for them, but they're free. America is a safer nation.
And you can see them rejoicing about it.
It's a prouder nation this morning because it didn't allow this horrible person and this country that was doing very bad things to us. It didn't allow it to happen. And the Western Hemisphere is right now a much safer place to be. So I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank General Raisin Kane. He's fantastic, man.
General, dude, that cracks me up every time. General Raisin Kane, man. I want some goddamn chicken now.
A lot of generals. I worked with some I didn't like. I worked with some I didn't respect. I worked with some that just weren't good. But this guy is fantastic. I watched last night one of the most precise attacks on sovereignty. I mean,
almost as good as Colonel Sanders, I'd say.
For justice. And I'm very proud of him, and I'm very proud of our Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, who I'm going to ask to say a few words.
Yes, let's hear from Pete.
Much.
There we go. Pete, my boy.
Thank you, Mr. President. Finally, a
Dude,
commander.
you could just, the second this guy starts talking, you just tell this guy fucks. Dude, this guy fucks.
Chief, the world respects and the American people deserve. And as the president said, words can barely capture the bravery and the power.
Dude, and to Pete's credit, again, no leaks. No one had a fucking clue this was happening. We all woke up this morning like, holy shit, what the fuck? Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, this guy's running a tight ship.
And the precision of this historic operation, a massive joint military and law enforcement raid flawlessly executed by the greatest Americans our country has to offer. American warriors are second to none, the best in the world and the best of our country. What all of us witnessed last night was sheer guts and grit, gallantry, and glory of the American warrior. I'm simply humbled by such men, and I tip my hat to our chairman, Dan Raisin Kane, and all those Americans who stood watch last night. Our warriors are the elite of America, and again, President Trump has your back. No other country on planet Earth, and it's not even close, could pull this kind of operation off. And no other president has ever shown this kind of leadership, courage, and resolve.
I mean, it's honestly true, dude. That, like we were just talking about, think back to all these other like dictators they were trying to capture and all these other wars that they were waging. Like, this shit took years, dude. It took years and so much money and time and soldiers, and it was just like never-ending wars. And then you got Trump. Like, I get it, okay? People don't like the violence. I get it. But look at this. It's not like we're in this fucking never-ending war. Donald went in there overnight, got the shit done. We were all sleeping, and we woke up. It's Saturday morning, and it's already done. It's been finished. He's captured. He's fucked around. He's found out. It's already done. One night, a couple hours. You got to give it to the guy, dude.
Powerful combination the world has ever seen.
Yeah.
As the president said, our adversaries remain on notice. America can project our will anywhere, anytime. The coordination, the stealth, the lethality, the precision, the very long arm of American justice, all on full display in the middle of the night. Nicolás Maduro had his chance, just like Iran had their chance, until they didn't and until he didn't.
Yeah, dude. I mean, he kept fucking poking the bear. It's something we all saw, something we all witnessed. He kept poking that fucking bear, and Buddy found out real quick. I mean, wasn't he even threatening like Elon and stuff online? You know, just get fucked, pal.
He effed around, and he found out.
Yeah, there we go.
President Trump is deadly serious about stopping the flow of gangs and violence to our country.
Yeah.
Deadly serious about stopping the flow of drugs and poison to our people. Deadly serious about getting back the oil that was stolen from us. And deadly serious about reestablishing American deterrence and dominance in the Western Hemisphere. This is about the safety, security, freedom, and prosperity of the American people.
You're goddamn right.
This is America first. This is peace through strength. And the United States War Department is proud to help deliver it. Welcome to 2026.
Bitch.
And under President Trump, America is back. I'd like to welcome now our Chairman Raising Cane, to give a few more details.
Good old Raising Cane.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, last night we fried them.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Thank you, Mr. President, and good morning. Last night, on the order of the President of the United States and in support of a request from the Department of Justice, as the President said, the United States military conducted an apprehension.
Look at the fucking amount of badges this guy's got. My gosh.
Mission in Caracas, Venezuela, to bring to justice two indicted persons, Nicolás and Cecilia Maduro. This operation, known as Operation Absolute Resolve, was discreet, precise, and conducted during the darkest hours of January 2nd and was the culmination of months of planning and rehearsal, an operation that, frankly, only the United States military could undertake. What I'd like to do this morning is talk to you through some of the preparation and the details without compromising any of our tactics, techniques, and procedures.
Let's hear it.
There is always a chance that we'll be tasked to do this type of mission again.
Yeah, okay.
Our interagency work began months ago and built on decades of experience of integrating complex air, ground, space, and maritime operations. While the past 2 decades have honed the skills of our special operations forces, this particular mission required every component of our joint force, with soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Guardians working in unison with our intelligence agency partners and law enforcement teammates in an unprecedented operation.
Beautiful.
We leveraged our unmatched intelligence capabilities and our years of experience in hunting terrorists, and we could not have done this mission without the incredible work by various intelligence agencies, including the CIA, NSA, and NGA. We watched, we waited, we prepared, we remained patient and professional. This mission was meticulously planned, drawing lessons from decades of missions over the last many years. Many missions over these last
Beautiful.
What were as pets? In early December, our force was set pending a series of aligned events. Key was choosing the right day to minimize the potential for civilian harm and maximize the element of surprise.
Obviously, that's why they did it in the middle of the night, I'm guessing.
And minimize the harm to the indicted personnel so, as the President said, they could be brought to justice. And as the President said earlier today, weather in Venezuela is always a factor this time of the year.
Oh, shit,
and over the weeks through Christmas and New Year's, the men and women of the United States military sat ready, patiently waiting for the right triggers to be met and the President to order us into action. Last night, the weather broke just enough, clearing a path that only the most skilled aviators.
I didn't know that the weather was that big of an issue out there. Wow.
In the world could maneuver through. Ocean, mountain, low cloud ceilings, But when tasked with a mission, this organization does not quit. At 10:46 p.m. Eastern Time last night, the President ordered the United States military to move forward with this mission. He said to us, and we appreciate it, Mr. President, good luck and Godspeed. And those words were transmitted to the entire Joint Force. Over the course of the night, aircraft began launching from 20 different bases on land and sea across the Western Hemisphere. In total, more than 150 aircraft, bombers, fighters, intelligence, reconnaissance, surveillance, rotary wing were in the air last.
150, bro? Holy fuck. And Trump said that was the small wave? Bro, what the fuck? How many more were you planning for the big wave? Holy shit.
Night. Thousands and thousands of hours of experience were airborne. Our youngest crew member was 20, and our oldest crew member was 49. And there's simply no match for American military might. As the night began, the helicopters took off with the extraction force, which included law enforcement officers, and began their flight into Venezuela at 100 feet above the water.
Dang, dude. Okay, I can see why weather was playing a big part of it then. 100 feet above the water? That's fucking wild, dude.
Venezuelan shores, the United States began layering different effects provided by Spacecom, Cybercom, and other members of the interagency to create a pathway. Overhead, those forces were protected from aircraft, were protected by aircraft from the United States Marines, the United States Navy, the United States Air Force, and the Air National Guard. The force included F-22s, F-35s, F-18s, EA-18s, E-2s, B-1 bombers, and other support aircraft, as well as numerous remotely piloted.
Sometimes to me, it almost just feels like they just like, this stuff has not been used for so long. They just want to get it up in the sky and just, you know, just to use it, just to kick the dust off of it. But that's impressive. That's a lot of equipment, man. That is a lot of equipment. And to be flying that low, that's crazy.
Drones. As the force began to approach Caracas, the Joint Air Component began dismantling and disabling the air defense systems in Venezuela, employing weapons to ensure the safe passage of the helicopters into the target area. The goal of our air component is, was, and always will be to protect the helicopters and the ground force and get them to the target and get them home. As the force crossed the last point of high terrain where they'd been hiding in the clutter, we assessed that we had maintained totally the element of surprise. As the helicopter force ingressed towards the objective at low level, we arrived at Maduro's compound at 1:01 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 2:01 a.m. Caracas local time, and the apprehension force descended into Maduro's compound and moved with speed, precision, and discipline towards their objective, and isolated the area to ensure the safety and security of the ground force while apprehending the indicted persons. On arrival into the target area, the helicopters came under fire, and they replied with that fire with overwhelming force and self-defense.
So they started shooting them, damn. They started shooting them back.
One of our aircraft was hit, but remained flyable, and as the president said earlier today, all of our aircraft came home, and that aircraft remained flyable during the rest of the mission. As the operation unfolded at the compound, our air and ground intelligence teams provided real-time updates to the ground force, ensuring those forces could safely navigate the complex environment without unnecessary risk. The force remained protected by overhead tactical aviation. Maduro and his wife, both indicted, gave up and were taken into custody by the Department of Justice, assisted by our incredible U.S. military with professionalism and precision, with no loss of U.S. life.
Impressive.
After securing
honestly impressive, dude. Not a single United States life lost or piece of equipment. Impressive.
Indicted persons, the force began to prep for departure. Helicopters were called in to exfiltrate the extraction force, while fighter aircraft and remotely piloted aircraft provided overhead coverage and suppressive fire. There were multiple self-defense engagements as the force began to withdraw out of Venezuela.
Damn.
The force successfully exfiltrated and returned to their afloat launch bases, and the force was over the water at 3:29 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with indicted persons on board. And both.
So they left around 10 p.m.-ish and they were back by like 3 a.m., 4 a.m.? Dude, couple hours. I mean, who else could have gotten that shit done? I want to hear. Go ahead, put it in the comments, dude. Nobody else could get that shit done like that.
Maduro and his wife were embarked aboard the USS Iwo Jima. In closing, what we've witnessed today is a powerful demonstration of America's joint force. We think.
Beautiful. All right, let's hear from Marco.
In 2020, in the United States, he is not the legitimate president of Venezuela. That's not just us saying it. The first Trump administration, the Biden administration, the second Trump administration, none of those three recognized him. He's not recognized by the...
And what did Biden do about it? Fucking absolutely fuck all. Absolutely nothing.
European Union and multiple countries around the world. He is a fugitive of American justice with a $50 million reward, which I guess we saved $50 million. And,
there you go.
Make sure.
Yeah, exactly. But
don't let anybody claim it. Nobody deserves it.
Dude.
But I want to be clear about one thing. Nicolás Maduro had multiple opportunities to avoid this. He was provided multiple very, very, very generous offers and chose instead to act like a wild man, chose instead to play around. Yeah. And the result is what we saw tonight.
Yeah.
The other message here is the following. You have a guy, like many people around the world, they like to play games. You have a guy who decides he's going to invite Iran into his country, is going to, do the confiscation of American oil companies, is going to flood our country with gang members, is going to take Americans prisoner and try to hold them for hostage and trade them like he was able to do with the Biden administration. Basically likes to play games all this time and thinks nothing's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I hope what people now understand is that we have a president. The 47th president of the United States is not a game player.
Yeah.
When he tells you that he's going to do something, when tells you he's going to address a problem, he means it. He
Goddamn right.
I can tell you, I've watched this process now for 14, 15 years, been around it. Everybody talks. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. When I get there, we're going to do this. We're going to take. This is a president of action. Like, I don't understand yet how they haven't figured this out.
And honestly, like, dude, Marco, if you think about Marco Rubio back in the day, almost like totally different person. Like, you could tell he was just playing the game of politics. And around Trump, this is a different guy, dude. Marco is a different guy, much more professional, conducts himself, I feel like, totally differently, in a better sense. And like, yeah, you could just tell all these guys now in the second Trump term that are around him, first off, fuck with him hard. In a sense of like, they're on his side. No one's trying to fuck him over, And secondly, you could just tell there's crazy amounts of respect between all these men. And they're not acting like just playing politics, like kids. They're acting like grown professional men trying to fucking fix this country.
If you don't know, now you know. Because this is the way it's going to play out. And
if
I think
you don't
people
know,
need to understand
now
that
you
this
know.
is not a president that just talks and does letters and press conferences.
Yeah,
and,
dude.
If he says he's serious about something, he means it. And this is something that was a direct threat to the national interest of the United States, and the president addressed it. There's a president of peace, by the way. I told you what I just said earlier. This guy had multiple opportunities to find his way somewhere else and figure out another. He could have been living somewhere else right now very happy, but instead he wanted to play big boy. And so now, he's got other sets of problems on his hands. And but I think that the message here should be for the world. Look, the president doesn't go out looking for people to pick fights with. He's not generally wants to get along with everybody. We'll talk and meet with anybody, but don't play games.
Don't play
games with this president's in office, because it's not going to turn out well. And so I hope that
this ain't checkers, bitch.
I guess that lesson was learned last night, and we hope it'll be instructive moving forward.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Which will cost billions of dollars. It'll be paid for by the oil companies directly. They will be reimbursed for what they're doing, but it's going to
okay, guys, I think we're going to cut it here. Obviously, press is just going to ask him a bunch of fucking retarded-ass questions like they always do. But, man, shout-out to Mr. President. Great work. Shout-outs Pete and Marco, and, of course, General Raising Cane. Great job. Great job to our American troops. Great job to all involved in this operation. Just beautiful. It's so refreshing to see that we as a country actually can go in and show these motherfuckers that want to fuck around. And it doesn't take billions and trillions of dollars and endless wars that span for years and years on end. It's so refreshing to know that when we actually have normal leadership with brains and common sense, that we can go in there as a country and get this shit done overnight. Overnight, landscape and situation have changed dramatically. It's beautiful. It's honestly beautiful. Guys, if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe. Give me your opinions. Give me your views. Obviously, this is an open discussion. Always is. Always will be. I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you have to say about this situation. But yeah, it looks like Maduro is not going to be fucking around anymore. So, all right. Take it easy, my kitties. Have a good weekend.